Here are some things that happened within the last 48 hours, starting with the most recent, where South Korea gives President Trump a golden crown. Now, this is not the first crown that President Trump has been given. He has multiple crowns. Now here's an up close and personal picture of the crown. Would you just look at it? I mean, just look at it. And in case you were wondering, here is the other crown that he was given. And on that crown, it says Covenant of Peace Award to the Prince of Peace. And it's awarded to President Trump. So that's a thing. But in other news, Putin says Russia tested Poseidon nuclear-capable super torpedo, which basically will allow for a tsunami to take place and take out the cities that are by the coast. And while that's going on, you have Nvidia that just reached over $5 trillion. And so if you are interested into seeing where the money goes, because it's important to follow the money, well, you can see the top 5 are all heavily involved with technology. Technology is not stopping, it is not going away, and the technology that we have today is as bad as it will ever be because it is just growing exponentially, and who knows what the world will look like from a year from now. And just a little bit ago, Israel says that the ceasefire is back on between Israel and Gaza. Now this one is something that I think is really interesting. So I'm going to read it and then I just will explain it at the end because it is really thought-provoking. But it says, Elon Musk came up with a pretty incredible idea during the Q3 earnings call that no one is really talking about. He goes on and quotes Elon Musk and says, actually, one of the things I thought, if we got all these cars that maybe are bored, while they're sort of, if they are bored, we could actually have a giant distributed inference fleet and say, if they're not actually driving, let's just have a giant distributed inference fleet. Continuing the quote of Elon Musk, it says, at some point, if you've got tens of millions of cars in the fleet, or maybe at some point 100 million cars in the fleet, and let's say they had at that point, I don't know, a kilowatt of inference capability, of high performance inference capability, that's 100 gigawatts of inference distributed with power and coolant taken, with cooling and power conversion taken care of. That seems like a pretty significant asset. This is where it concludes because basically each car has 1 kilowatt of high performance AI inference capability. Tesla wouldn't need to build a giant data center. The fleet is the data center. The fleet is the fleet. And so Tesla could turn their entire fleet into a giant distributed inference network spread across the world, powered by the batteries and AI in the car already. Mind blown. So apparently that's a possibility with all of the Tesla models that are out there right now. So we are clearly seeing the rise of artificial intelligence in a huge way. And obviously this thing behind me, Diella, is proof of that. She is involved in a literal human government and she is making decisions. This thing is making decisions and informing the humans on what they should do and telling the humans on what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And you're just seeing where this is trending. Guys, we know where this is going to lead to. It's going to lead to the mark of the beast. We understand that that is going to take place. The question is that everybody's trying to wonder or trying to figure out is how is it going to unfold? That's the question that we don't know. But now we see these things and we are able to kind of make an educated guess on how we're going to get there. And so these things are all secondary. I just want you to understand this all happened, all of this within the last 48 hours. And so once you understand that these things in this video all happened within the last 48 hours, and today is October 29th, 2025, you can see how fast things are picking up. This is not going to slow down. And so you and I are here for such a time as this. We are here to tell people about Jesus, tell them how they can get to heaven because they may not know. We are on a rescue mission, and try not to forget that.